Good morning, Doc. And good morning, everyone. My name is Nico Borja, and my report is all about the leadership behavior. So, when we say leadership is the ability to guide, influence, or inspire individuals or groups toward achieving common goals. It involves setting a vision, making decisions, motivating others, and creating an environment where people can perform effectively. A good leader not only manage tasks but also builds the trust, encourage growth, and adapts to change. So, leadership means helping others work together to reach shared goals by setting an example, making smart choices, and encouraging everyone to do their best. So now naman, it comes to behavior, there are two broad categories of behavior. First is the innate or instinctive behavior. When we say innate behavior, these are behavior an individual is born with. They are automatic natural responses and do not require learning or experience. So, these are natural behaviors that person or animal is born with. So it means that they do not need to be taught or learned. So it happen automatically as a response to certain situations. For example, when a baby crying when hungry. So the baby doesn't learn to cry. It's an automatic way to signal a need. Other example is animal like turtles crawling toward the sea right after hatching. So they don't learn this from their parents. It's instinct. So that is innate behavior or instinctive behavior. Next is the learned behavior. When we say learned behavior, these behaviors are acquired through experience, uh, observations, or educations. They can be changed or improved over time. So, these are behaviors that are gained through practice or observing others. And also, people are not born knowing them. They are taught or discovered over time. For example, when it comes to speaking a language, so children learn how to talk by listening to those around them, right? Uh, they are learn from their environment or they are listening to the others, so they learn from others. So other example is when in riding a bike. So when riding a bike, you need to practice and get used to balancing and pedaling. So other example is in studying habits, you develop this over time to improve how you learn or manage time. So that is the two categories of behaviors, the innate and learned. So innate is natural and automatic. In learned behavior, learned, it means gained through experience and teaching. So now let's move on to contingency approaches theory in leadership. So the contingency theory of leadership suggests that there is no single best way to lead. Instead, the effectiveness of a leader depends on how well their leadership style matches the specific situations or environment. So it means that the contingency theory of leadership says that the success of a leader depends on the situations. So there is no perfect or universal style of leadership that works all the time. Instead, a leader must adjust their style depending on what the situation needs. So the best leader, the best leadership style depends on the situation. So this means a leader must be flexible. What works well in a group or situation may not work in another. So, good leaders observe and adapt to be effective. So, there are key aspects of the contingency theory. First is the situational factors. So, in situational factors, there is leader-member relations. So, what is leader-member relations? This is the degree of trust, respect, and confidence between leaders and followers. So, this refers to the quality of the relationship between the leader and the member or the followers of a group. So, how will the leader that the group get along based on the trust? So, trust, it means, uh, do team members believe the leader is fair and honest? So, in respect, do they admire and value the leader? So, in confidence, do they feel the leader is capable and dependable? So that's the questions when how will the leader in the group get along when it comes to member relationship. So why it is important? So good leader member relationship make it easier for a leader to influence and motivate the team. When the relationship is strong, so the team is more likely to cooperate. Communication in open and positive. What else? It conflicts are fewer and easier to solve. So, but if the relationship is poor, so of course, people may resist the leader's directions. Trust is low and work performance can suffer. So, for example, in a classroom, if the students trust and respect their teacher, they are more likely to follow instructions, participate, and try their best. So that is the leader-member relations. So next is the task structures. So in task structure, the clarity in definition of task, goals, and procedures. So task structures refer to how clear, organized, and well-defined a task is, including the goals, steps, and the rules needed to complete it. So it means that it's about whether the task is easy to understand and follow, or if it is unclear and open-ended. So next is the position power. In position power, the leader's in position power, the leader's formal authority and influence over subordinates. So, in position power, um, is the formal authority a leader has because of their job title or role in an organization. It's the power given by the position they hold, not necessarily by their personality or relationship. So, what it means. So it refers to the leader's ability to give others, make decisions, reward or discipline employees, control resources such as time, money, or assignment. So for example, a school principal has position power because they can assign duties to teachers, approve budgets, or enforce rules. So, when it comes to work naman po, when a supervisor at work can schedule shifts, evaluate performance, or approve leave. So, that is the first key aspect of contingency theory when it comes to situational factors. So, next contingency theory aspects is the when in the leadership style. So in leadership style, there is a task-oriented. In, in task-oriented, it focuses on achieving goals, efficiency, and task completion. So a task-oriented leader is someone who focuses mainly on getting the job done. Their top priority is to achieve goals, improve efficiency, and ensure that tasks are completed on time and correctly. So this type of leader sets clear goals and deadlines. What else? Organize work and assign responsibilities, and also monitor progress and performance, and also focuses on productivity and results. So for example, A project manager who makes detailed schedules, gives specific instructions, and tracks every team member's progress to meet a deadline. So, in task-oriented leaders, it aims to get the job done as efficiently and effectively as possible. So, their main concern is work performance, not personal connection, making them ideal for situations where results and deadlines matter most. So, next is the relationship oriented. In relationship oriented, focus on building strong interpersonal connections, trust, and collaborations. So, a relationship oriented leader focuses on building strong personal connection with team members. They value trust, communication, and also the teamwork more than just getting the task uh, done quickly. So, this kind of leader in relationship oriented, it cares about the well-being and feelings of team members. It also builds a positive team atmosphere. What else? It encourages open communications, trust, and collaborations. Motivates people by making them feel valued and respected. For example, a teacher who takes time to listen to students. It takes time to listen students' concerns, encourage group activities, and support their personal growth, not just their grades. So, in relationship leaders, it focus on people first. They believe that when team members feel good, trust each other, and work well together, the result will follow. So, this style is the best for team building, long-term success, and employee satisfaction. So, in famous contingency theory, this theory was developed by first in Fred Fiedler. So, in Fiedler contingency model, leadership leadership effectiveness depends on a match between leadership style and the situation. So, a leader effectiveness depends on how well their leadership style fits the situation. In the words, the right match between the leader's style and the work situation leads to success. So, for example po dito sa Fiedler's contingency model, in a school group project with unclear rules and a need for teamwork. So, a relationship-oriented leader will do better. So, in Fiedler's contingency model says that leadership success comes from matching the leader style, like task or relationship oriented, when the right situation. So it emphasizes that the situation should fit the leader, not the other way around. So next theory is the Hersey and Blanchard situational leadership theory. So, leaders should adjust their style based on the maturity and readiness of the followers. So, it says that the best leaders change their leadership style depending on the maturity or readiness level of their followers. So, leaders should not use just one style all the time. Instead, they must adapt their behavior based on how able or skilled, or how willing, or how motivated or confident their team members are to do the task. So, this is called the readiness level or maturity of the followers. So, in other words, this theory teaches that there is no one best leadership style. Instead, great leaders adjust their style based on how ready, confident, and capable their followers. So this help teams grow and perform better. So next, last theory is the pot goal theory. So Pot goal theory leaders should choose behaviors that best help followers reach their goals. So, this theory was developed by Robert House, and it says, a leaders just to help their followers achieve their goals by guiding, supporting, and removing obstacles. So, the leader chooses the best leadership style or behavior depending on what the team needs to stay motivated and succeed. So, the leaders clears the path so followers can reach their goals. So, it means leaders should what? Understand the needs of their followers. What else? So, choose the right leader's style for the situations and also remove barriers to success. And lastly, uh, it should provide rewards or encouragements along the way. So this theory, the path goal theory, says that leaders must adapt their behavior to help followers reach their goals by choosing the right style, whether giving directions, offering support, what else, involving the team, or pushing for excellence. So leaders motivate their followers and improve performance. Um, that's all my report po. Thank you very much po. Thank you po, Doc.